Peggy, this is a bloke who, as district attorney, has taken felony convictions of true criminals, downgraded them to misdemeanors on 52% of occasions. So they're releasing criminals back onto the streets of New York, and crime now is surging in New York. Nothing this bloke's doing is making New York safer, but he then brings this case against Donald Trump. So, I mean, Trump has reminded supporters regularly, and you've made the point many times, the system is not really going after Trump. This is the excellent point that you've made. It's going after the American people. In other words, if they can do this to a man as powerful and wealthy, as influential as Trump, imagine you're saying what the system could do to anyone without those advantages. That's the worry, isn't it?
It is. And you look at especially New Yorkers who are leaving the city in droves. Prices are high, taxes are high, crime is rampant. You can't run a business. Your children aren't getting an education in schools. People are afraid for their lives, and they're leaving in droves. If you ask the average New Yorker on the street what they would like the DA to be focusing on, it would be on these actual criminals, not reducing their sentences, not returning them to the streets to commit additional crimes, but put these people behind bars in jail where they belong and keep them there. That's what the New Yorkers want. That's not what their DA, Alvin Bragg, is doing. And instead, he's spending millions of dollars on security last week to get Donald Trump into the courthouse. And he succeeded in that, but that's all he's going to succeed in.
Just, Peggy, finally, then, as I'm speaking to you tonight, what has this done to Trump's standing across America?
Well, they try to put him down any way they possibly can, and it only emboldens and strengthens him. We have seen in the last week or so since this indictment came out, his numbers in the polls have gone way up. His lead over a potential run against Ron DeSantis has increased. His fundraising has come in historic numbers. And, you know, the left fears Donald Trump so much. They are trying to do this to keep him away from the Oval Office. And all they're doing is emboldening him and perhaps helping him. They're strengthening the very person that they fear the most.
Absolutely. I mean, basically, and I think Peggy said this, everyone's saying it's making America look like a banana republic. I mean, this is the way authoritarian governments react. You destroy your opponents. I mean, Nancy Pelosi said, no one's above the law, she said last week, and everyone has the right to a trial to prove their innocence. Peggy, hang on. Isn't one of the key tenets of a fair trial that you are innocent? Someone's got to prove you're guilty. Hey? Oh, come on. Listen, Peggy, we'll leave it there. We'll talk next week. Keep in touch. A brilliant piece that you have written, I have to say. But I'll tell you what, the Democrats are saying Trump shouldn't be given the presumption of innocence. I mean, it's a convenient... Peggy, just before you go, see, this is the other thing, isn't it? This is the distraction away from the way America is failing under Biden. You've made this point. Banks collapsing, schools indoctrinating, not educating, inflation is high, crime's running rampant. Those are the issues that American people are worried about, aren't they?
Those are the things that the American people want our government to be focused on and talking about. They're ignoring them, and this Trump circus is putting together a great distraction. This is not what the American people want. The left is giddy over this indictment. They shouldn't be. It's bad for America. It should not be celebrated by anybody.